Hey G Squad, welcome back to episode of Is It Worth It? So today's episode we got this cool right here, and pretty much what these are some power station. If you see right here, we got two of them from the same exact brand, which is under the Anker brand. This one right here is the most powerful one from the Anker brand, which is really awesome. Because for this one actually has like the GaN prime technology on here, where for this one does not. But the power that it does provide you guys on here is actually very powerful as well. But it's not as powerful as this one in terms of what you guys do get. And also, if you guys can see, the design is slightly different. This one, they do give you guys a handle on both sides for you guys to lift it up, but it is very heavy. So if I were to lift it up, you can see how it does give you an option on here, but it is very heavy. Where for this one here, it is heavy as well, but it's not as heavy compared to this one. It's a lot easier for you to carry around, which is totally understandable, and this one does provide you guys a lot more power when you guys do use it. And also, when you guys do look at the front on here, there's a lot more stuff on this one, and there's less on this one. And also for this one, it does give you guys a wheel for you guys to roll around if you guys do need to. And the way how you guys roll it around, there's a handle on the side for you to push it out, which is really convenient, so that we can kind of use as luggage. So as I bring it up, you guys can bring it all the way up, just like that, to save space if you guys do want to. And we got it done. Feel free to bring it back down. Very easy for you guys to move it around, especially when you guys are camping or something. And when you guys do look at the side for both of them, they do have like the air vent option to prevent it from overheating when you guys do use it. So when you guys are using stuff that are very powerful, then that is where it actually comes in handy. So before I show you guys the side and the back, let me bring the camera a little closer to show you guys what's in the front first. So here it actually looks like for this one. So they do have the light button for turn on the light. So they do have low, medium, and high. If you guys do press and hold it, that will turn on the SOS mode. If you guys press it on one time, it turns off. Where for this one right here, we do have the light as well. If you guys do turn on, here's low, high, higher, and turns off. And same thing for this one, if you guys do press and hold it, it turns on the SOS mode. But you can see when you guys do use both of them, the light that's on this one is way brighter than this one, since it is a lot bigger as well when you guys do like the light. And if you guys notice for both of them, when you guys do turn the light, it shows you the output on here. So currently using 4 watts, and this provides you guys 4 watts as well when you guys do use it. And I love how they do show you guys remaining hours on here when you guys do use the product. So for this one, around 40 hours. And then for this one, they say it can last you guys up to 9 days, which is a really long time. And then for both of them, you can see how it does have a power saving mode for you guys to use. So feel free to turn on if you guys want to turn on the power saving option. Same thing for this one. You can look at that little icon to let you guys know. And then for both of them, it does have a display off button for you to turn on and off. Same thing for this one here. But for this one, actually allow you guys to turn off the screen. This one actually turns off by itself. And then for both of them, it does have this reset button on here for you guys to press, or this little hole. And this one's on this side. Like I mentioned, for this one, it does have the GaN prime technology. That way it can give you guys a fast charging speed at a safe speed. And also allows the product to be way smaller than your typical power station, which is really awesome. Especially if you guys can consider what they do provide us on here on such a small option compared to this size here. And also if you guys to compare to other power stations out there in the market today. But now let's see what's on the bottom. So for this one, it does give you guys 3 of the 2-prong option and 3 of the 3-prong option. For this one right here, it gives you guys 4 of the 3-prong option and 1 of the RC option, which is perfect, especially if you guys go camping. And for each one of them, it does have the button for you to press to turn it on. Same thing for this one. And it does have a little icon to let you know that's on. Same thing for this one as well. And then for this one, it does give you guys 1 car socket. And it also has a button for you to turn it on as well. So once you guys turn it on, you guys see that little icon. This one probably you guys 2 of them. If you guys do press the button turn it on, it shows you that little icon here as well. So really cool, this one gives you guys more than 1 socket. And this one only gives you guys 1. In terms of the output on here, it does provide you guys 2 of the USB-C option and 4 of the USB option. And for each one of them, it does have the Power IQ technology. The USB provides you guys the regular Power IQ technology, and the USB-C provides you guys the Power IQ 3 technology. And then for this one here, they do provide you guys 3 of the USB-C option and 2 USB. For the USB-C option, it does provide you guys the Power IQ 3, and this one provides you guys the regular Power IQ technology. And then for this one here, it does have the Bluetooth option for you to turn on if you guys want to connect it on to the Wi-Fi option. So that way you can control it on the app, which is really cool. And this one does not have that option. But when you guys do look at the bottom, they do have the brand name. Same name for this one as well. And like I mentioned, for this one, it does have the very high quality wheels on here. That's very durable for you guys to roll around, especially when you guys are using outdoor, which is really convenient. So that's everything that's in the front. Now let me show you the side for both of them. So when you guys turn on the side, this actually looks like on the side for both of them. So here's a small one and here's a big one. Both of them, it does give you guys the air ventilated option for you guys to prevent it from overheating when you guys do use it, especially for more powerful stuff. Is that this one right here, it does have the handle for it to take out. That way you can kind of use it as a luggage option to carry around really easy with the wheel option. When you got it done, push it back in. It's very compact, you can see. So very cool design for this one. That way you can carry around really easy if you guys do need to. Now let's turn on the other side to show you guys the other side as well. Once you guys turn over this side, the special looks on this side. So this side also has like the air vent option to prevent it from overheating when you guys do use it. But this side right here, we do have the bumper on here. So that way when you guys put it in the ground, it won't move around and also give you guys that protection when you guys do put it in the ground. And then here we do have the wheel. So this actually looks like for both of them on this side. Now I'm going to show you guys the back. So once you guys turn onto the back, this actually looks like the back. So for both of them, when you guys first get the product, you do want to charge it up first to activate the product. You can see how it does tell you guys here and also here as well. They mentioned if you guys want to store your power station and you guys don't use it often, you guys want to recharge it to 100% every 3 months to maintain the battery lifespan. And this applies to any kind of power station when you guys do use it. But the back part here, if you guys do open up, this is where you can plug in cable to recharge it. So this is the AC option, and this is the option for you to plug in your car charger and the solar panel. And this is overload protection. The way how to design this part here, it does have a magnetic design. So that way when you guys do close it, it sticks on. Same thing for this one as well. If you guys do open it, they do have the similar design for the AC option and also the car charging option and solar panel. And we do have the overload protection. If you guys do close it, it does have that magnetic design on here as well to hold it in place. And when you guys do look at the size of both of them, you can definitely see the size difference of how this one's a little bit bigger in terms of what you guys do get compared to this one. And right here in the bottom, if you guys do open up, you do have the option to plug in an extra battery that you can purchase separately if you guys want one. If you guys don't have one or if you guys don't plan on using it, you don't have to use that option. You can feel free to ignore the option on here. Now I'm going to show you guys what the bottom part looks like for both of them. Once you guys turn to the bottom, this actually looks like for the bottom part for both of them. So they do have like the non-slip material on here to prevent it from moving around when you guys do use it, and also protect the product from getting scratches when you guys use it as well. And this one also has it in the bottom right here, and also the wheel to support as well. And that's what it actually looks like for the bottom for both of them. Now let's give it a try and see how it does work for both of them when you guys do use it. Alright, so right here we do have both of the laptop. Let's plug it in to give it a try and see how it does work for both of them. Starting with the small one first. So right here I do have my MacBook Pro, and here we do have MacBook Air. This one, when they do mention on here, it does support 100 watts and 60 watt. So try the top one first. Once you guys plug it in, you can see right here, show you guys how much power that's being provided when you guys do use it. So currently you can see how it goes as high as 95 watts. So it does get very close to 60 watts, just the way it mentions. If you guys do unplug it and try the bottom one, the bottom one shows that it provides around 81 watts, and now it goes to 91 watts. So I guess when you guys plug in either one of these, it'll give you guys very close to 100 watts when you guys do use it. But when you guys do plug in 2 devices at the same time, then it will go down. So for example, if I plug this in top, and let's plug in the other cable here from MacBook Air onto the bottom. Once you guys have it plugged in, when you guys do look at the power that's on here, you can see how the number went up. So right now it's around 149. So it does probably have a lot of power on here when you guys do charge 2 devices at the same time. And it show you guys the icon on here that's using the USB-C option. And it show you guys the time remaining when you guys do use it. So around 5.5 hours left if you guys were to leave it charging. And when you guys do the product, you can feel free to plug in the cable to charge the product at the same time if you guys do want to. Let me plug it back to show you guys what it looks like. Oh, and also before I forget, for both of the product, when you guys do purchase it, they do give you guys the cable that's needed in terms of the car charging cable here, and also like the solar panel cable as well. For this one in particular, they give you guys this cover for you to put on, so that way it can be like water resistant and waterproof, which is really nice. Where for big one right here, it does not give you guys the option, so keep that in mind. But I want to show you guys what's included here as well before I plug in cable. And the cable what I will plug in is the AC cable that's included for both of them when you guys do get it. But now let's plug it in to show you guys how it does work when you guys do use it. So once you guys put in the cover, this is what it actually looks like. So we do have the brand name on top, and material on here is water resistant and waterproof. So that way it won't get your product wet if you guys do put in the cover, which is really nice, especially when you guys are going outdoor, maybe camping or something. And feel free to use the bottom part if you guys want to, but it's not required. But that's everything that's on the product. So right here is the AC cable that's included for you guys to use. If you see the cable, it is kind of short. So you probably want to get a standard option when you guys do plug it in or plug it close to the wall. So feel free to use the same cable for this one and the other one if you guys do want to. As long as the cable is compatible and the right cable, then you should be fine. Otherwise, you guys only want to use the cable that's included for you. But when you guys do look at the front, you can see how much power it does provide when you guys do use it. It went from 77% to 80% already, so it does charge really fast. And then show you guys how much power it does provide when you guys do use it, which is 1000 watts. So obviously for both of these power stations, when you guys do plug in cable to charge it, if the percentage on your device on here is like really high, then the speed on here slows down, like once it passes 80%. Right now it's maintaining around 1000 watts when you guys do use it, so it still provides a lot of power, which is nice. And I love how it shows you guys how much time is left for the recharging option, which is around like maybe 20 minutes. So before I try out the AC option, I do want to show you guys what actually looks like on this one when you guys do use it as well. And then we'll test out both the AC option using electric kettle to show you guys when it actually works when you guys do use it. So let's unplug the cable for both of them. And now let's try this one. So for this one, you guys want to do the same thing. Plug in this cable in here. Once you guys plug it in, you can see right here, show you guys the output that it does provide. So right now it's 89 watts, but it gives you guys an icon on here to show you guys which one it's using, and it show you guys how much time is left when you guys use the product. So for this one, when you guys do use it, it's showing around 89 watts. Let's try to unplug and try the other one. This one's also around 89 watts when you guys do plug it in. So maybe it does probably guys more than 89 watts, but they show you guys 89 watts on here when you guys do use it. So it's a little bit less than what you guys can see on the other one, but it should probably guys the same amount, if not like very close to it. You can see, like earlier when we used this one around like 91 watts, and this one only goes to like 89. And now for this one, 88. So I think it just really depends on when you guys do use the product and also your battery percentage on your device when you guys do use it. Maybe if you guys are running something in the background, it works a lot better. But now I'm actually plugging another cable and see what happens when you guys do plug in two cables at the same time. So once you guys plug it in, you can see how the number went up. And it's slowly going up higher. So now that 133. So right now it's maintaining around 130. It's not as high as the other one we do use it. Let me try to run something in the background and see what happens when we really drain the battery on here at the same time. Because maybe the power on here is a little bit higher when we do charge it up from earlier. Alright, so now that I got something running in the background, let's see what happens. So right now it's still maintaining around 133 watts. 137. So it seems like the output on here does not provide you guys as much power compared to what you guys can get on the small one. So just to be sure, let me show you guys what it actually looks like if you guys will plug it in for the small one again. But you can see right here, it goes as high as 145. It might go higher over time when you guys do charge it. But right now the high is 145. Let's try the other one again to show you guys what you guys do get when you guys do use it. So this is only one. And if you guys notice on here, when we do have the cable plugged in, it's already almost at 100% already. So it does charge really fast when you guys do use it. So right now it's maintaining around 46 watts when you guys do use one at the output. If you guys do plug in both, you can see how the number's going up. 128, 138, 137, 138, and now 140, 142, 148. So I guess when you guys are leaving it charging for a longer period of time, maybe the power that's on here will change. But this one can go as high as 140 something when you guys do use it, and now it's 149. Now let me try the other one again, just to be sure. So plug it back in. 103, 123, 134, it's not going higher at the moment. And also, if you guys can hear when you guys do turn on the product and turn the charging option, you guys can hear the fan that turns on, but now turned off. So both of them definitely have that protection on here when you guys do use it to recharge the product really fast. You can see how it's already at 100% now. But when you guys do plug it on this one, it goes to 145. So for some reason, when we use it on here at the moment, it doesn't go as high compared to the other one where it went to 149. But maybe when you guys are leaving it charging for a longer period of time, it work a lot better and go even higher. And you see how it went to 146 right now, and now it's back to 142. So probably the longer when you guys do leave it plugged in, it go higher. Now it's a 148. So I guess the product does work and does provide a lot of power, but you just have to wait a bit longer as it charges the product for a longer period of time. But what I'm doing right now is plug in the AC option to test it out and see how it does work when you do use it. For this one, I'll probably just use the AC option and not both at the same time because it probably will not support it. Maybe we'll give it a try, but let's give it a try on here first. So let me actually go get my electric kettle and give it a try. So right here, I do have my electric kettle. If you guys do turn it on, it turns on. And when you guys do look at the display, and we see how the number changed. So the output is providing around 1400 watts and input changed to 48 watts when you guys do use it. So the product definitely does work when you guys do use it. Let me try to plug in the USB-C cable and see what happens when you guys do at the same time to see when that supports it when you guys do use it. It probably will not because it does provide you guys a maximum of 1500 watts on this one. Wherever this one probably has a lot more power when you guys do use it. But let's plug in the USB-C cable and see what happens. All right, so I got the USB-C cable plugged in. If you guys do turn it on, let's see what happens when we do use it. All right, so far so good. It seems like it is working. So I guess if you guys go above 1500 watts, it will work, but there is a limit of how high it can go. But right now it's providing around 1548 or 1538. So I guess when they mention how it's 1500 watts, it does go a little bit higher than that, which is really nice. So that way, if you guys want to charge your laptop at the same time while using the electric kettle, you do have the option available. So it does have a very nice protection on here. So that way it does allow you guys to charge your devices and boil stuff or use another thing at the same time, which is really cool. So the product definitely does work when you guys use it. Now I'll show you guys on here. So we have to unplug it, plug this on this side, and unplug the AC cable on this side and plug it over here. And then turn on the AC option button on here. If you guys do turn it on, it does turn on, but when you guys do use it, give it a few seconds or a few minutes. It does activate it, and the power on here does turn on. So for this one, it definitely supports the power on here. If you can see how it does provide you guys 1500 watts when you guys do plug it in. It shows you guys the remaining hour left for the product when you guys do use it, which is around 1 hour if you guys keep this power usage. So for both of them, it does allow you guys to use the electric kettle on here and also allow you guys to charge another device at the same time, like your laptop or something if you guys do want to, which is very nice. What I'm doing right now is a plug-in cable to show you guys how to charge the product for this one. So we show you guys this one already. All right, so we got the cable plugged in for this one as well. Let me show you guys what it looks like in the front. All right, so once you guys plug it in, it shows you the input on here. So show you guys how long it takes to recharge the product. But for this one, you can see how it does provide a lot more power for the input. This one provides 1400 watts compared to the other one was around like only 1000. And same thing applies to this power station when you guys do use it. Depending on your percentage on here, if it's like lower, it'll charge a lot faster. But once it gets to like 80% or any higher than that, it slows down a little bit. But right now, when you do have it plugged in, it does seem like it charges pretty fast, even when it's over 80%, which is really nice. So this one definitely charges a lot faster in terms of what you guys do get, especially since it does have the GaN prime technology. And also because this one has a little bigger battery capacity on here, it does need to charge a little bit faster in terms of the power. That's why they allow you guys to use that option on here. And obviously for both of them, it's free to purchase the solar panel to recharge it even more convenient, especially when you guys traveling outdoor for camping or something. But one right now is connected on the Bluetooth to show you guys what it actually looks like on the app. All right, so here's what the app looks like, and this is what the device looks like. So currently I do have to reconnect it. So what I'm gonna do is press and hold the button for the Bluetooth button to turn on the Bluetooth. And here I can see the icon. So once you guys got connected, you can see right here, it found the device. So I can see what I show you guys on here. It's actually pretty cool. So they show you guys the charging time left. They show you guys input, output on here, and also the DC input as well. So you do have the option to use a DC input or AC output, depending on what you guys want to use for the solar panel, etc. And it show you the temperature on here when you guys do use it. And when you guys do plug in cable, it show you guys how much power it does provide for each one of the output on here, which is really cool. And if you guys notice on here how it does have the power button for you guys to turn on each one of them. And you do have the option to press this button here. If you guys want to set a timer option in terms of when you guys want to turn it off. So 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, etc. So right now, even we're not actually using any on here, it does seem like it's providing around 37 watts of AC. So you probably want to turn it off. You probably want to turn it off as well. In the bottom right here, it shows you guys the display option and also power saving mode if you guys want to use those options. So that's the brightness level for the light. You can see how you guys do turn it on. It's actually very bright. If you guys press over here, you do have the option to turn on the SOS mode. Show you guys the recharging power on here that you guys can customize if you guys want to be higher or lower. Give you guys the screen brightness, screen timeout, and all the different options available for you guys to use. If there's an update, feel free to update the firmware. This one we do have to update it, so I'll probably do that later. But really cool how this one gives you guys the app control for you guys to control it on here if you guys want to turn on the AC option, turn off the AC option, carport option, power saving mode, and etc. So that's everything for both of these. Let me see how it does work when you guys do use it. And really cool, this one gives you guys a lot more functionality when you guys use it, especially for like the luggage option, the wheel option, stronger power on here in terms of what you guys do get, and also the smart control to control an app, which is really convenient. So that's pretty much everything that's on the product. What I'm doing right now is do one more test to show you guys how the wheel option looks like when you guys do use it. So I'll unplug the cable on here, and I want to move everything to one side just so that there's enough room to show you guys what it actually looks like if you guys will use the wheel option on here. And we'll unplug the cable in the back. Now let's give it a try to show you guys what it actually looks like if you guys will use it. So pull out the lever here, lift it up, feel free to roll it around wherever you guys do want, which is really convenient. Makes it a lot easier for you guys to move around comparing to using the handle on here for you guys to lift it around, which is really nice. And when you guys are done, push it back in, and it's all set. So that's pretty much everything that's on the product. Now that we show you guys what it looks like for both of them in terms of what you guys do get and how it does work, now to answer the question of whether or not it's worth it or not and which one the best option to go for. So regardless of which one you do get, both of them are actually pretty worth it for what you guys do get. Obviously, this one gives you guys a lot more specs and feature in terms of what you guys do get. Like I mentioned, like the GaN prime technology, a stronger light, more output on here for you guys to use, especially like the RV option on here. This one also gives you guys a handle and a wheel for you guys to move it around. So there's definitely a lot more specs and features on here that works a lot better than the other one. But the other one is a lot more smaller, so that would make it a lot easier for you guys to carry around and a lot more compact as well. But in terms of power for both of them, you can see how it does provide enough power for you guys to use for a electric kettle or something. So maybe if you guys want to use it for like a power drill, or if you guys want to charge up like a car, this one right here is more ideal for you guys to charge a car. But those you guys can definitely use it for like a tool, like your maybe like a power drill or like a saw or something. It will support it. This one obviously supports it, but that one will support as well. So you guys can't go wrong with either one of these in terms of what you guys do get. But if you guys want my honest opinion in terms of which one I do prefer for myself, I do like this a lot more for what you guys do get. Even though it is a little bit bigger, you guys get a lot more power, and the battery life on here lasts a lot longer, and you guys get a lot more stuff as well. I feel like this is like the perfect device to use for camping, and maybe that one as well. But I feel like for that one, it's more designed for people to use as a personal usage option, as an emergency power station to use if there's like a power outage or something at home. So for me, I would have to say that this one's a lot more worth it than that one, but both of them are actually worth it for what you guys do get. And I feel like these are probably one of the best power stations out there in the market today for what I've tested so far. But then obviously for those of you guys who don't want or don't need one or haven't want these, obviously don't buy one and save them on something else actually do need. So that's basically everything for this video itself. If you guys like this video, make sure to smash that like button in the bottom. That will definitely help this video out, and it will definitely help with the algorithm as well to promote more videos for you guys so you guys can see more of the videos or similar videos as well. But as always, make sure to stay positive, be you, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Is It Worth It? Peace.